In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create this text flicker effect inside of Adobe Premiere Pro 2024. Before we do though, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by Motion Elements. More about them later on. So step one is to actually create a new sequence, and once we've got that sequence created, we want to create a new text layer. So we are just going to press the type tool, select the video, and type out a word or phrase of your choice. Then we're going to highlight all of that. We'll go to the Effect Controls window, go into Graphics, Text, and find the text layer. Then we'll go into that, and this is where we can change the look of our text. So I'm going to go for something big and bold and make this really dynamic. So I'm going to go for Monster Act Black, make that really heavy. I'm going to increase the size of this to make this really big, center this up, and change some other parameters here. Of course, feel free to have a play, get to a point that you are happy with, but you should end up with a piece of text that's not really doing anything. Now, the one thing that I will advise you to do here is to turn this from white into a different color. So I'm just going to make this a blue because we're just using this as a template. This is going to be a reference because what we're doing in this tutorial is we are going to have separate layers for each individual letter. So we're going to have B-R-O-O-K-E-R. So there's going to be 7 different text layers, and we're going to use this as our template to move everything into position. With that said, let's just go to that text layer. We're going to make a copy of that, and on Mac, that is Command and C, move over Command and V. On Windows, that is just Control C, Control V. Now we're just going to drag that onto video layer 2. We're going to change the color of this back to white. We're going to lock the bottom template layer. Delete everything in that text layer and just go for the first letter, which in my example is B. Then I'm just going to move this over to the left, and we have a first letter. Now from here, you just rinse and repeat this process for every single letter. I'm not going to show you how to do this, so let's scrub forward. Before we carry on with this video, I first just want to take a very quick moment to talk about Motion Elements. Motion Elements is an online marketplace where you can download video files, stock footage, audio files, Premiere Pro templates, After Effects templates, Notion files, so much more. It's a really great platform for all of your creative needs. And because they are a sponsor of this channel, if you use this code, then you will receive a really nice big discount on your first month subscription. Now, back to the video. Great, so at this point, you can see we've got all of these letters on individual layers, and this is the exact point that we need to be at. So now we are finished with the template, so we can just go to the bottom layer, delete that Brooker template, and now we are left with all of our individual text layers for each individual letter. So in order to create this flicker effect, all we want to do is just cut these on and off. So if we start with them all off, we're just going to go to one frame, drag the B over, then we'll go over a frame, press C on the keyboard, and we'll make a cut. Then I'm just going to move over again, make another cut. So you can see I've got that on screen for one frame. You can do that again if you wanted to, just so there's a double flicker, and then just work through the other layers and do something very similar. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same duration as what I'm doing. You could have something on for 3 frames and then it disappears for a while, or maybe something can just come on straight away so there's no flicker effect. You can see that's already building out to be quite a nice effect. There you go. I think that's looking really nice. So as you can see, that was all very random. There was nothing pre-planned there. That was just cutting out random bits of the text. So we end up with something like this. I think that looks really nice. And of course, halfway through the text, you can do the same thing again. So if we zoom into the 1 second mark, press C on the keyboard and just make a load of random cuts across all of these text layers. So feel free to delete different parts of the text. We just want to create this nice flicker effect here, and you can be really random with this, as I said earlier. As you can see, that was quite a subtle flicker. If you wanted to do more of a strobe intense flicker, then you would have these 1 frame segments in the text like this. And then of course you can animate this off using a very similar technique. Now, once you have done all of the flicker animation that you are happy with, we are just going to highlight absolutely everything. So you can highlight it by dragging, or you can go Command and A on Mac or Control and A on Windows. Right click, nest. We can rename this to text flicker, something like this. Press OK, and now all of that has been added into its own nested sequence, which means we can now go into the Effect Controls panel. We'll go to Motion. We'll pull the scale down to somewhere around 90, create a brand new keyframe on the scale. Then we'll scrub through towards the end, increase that up to 110. And now you can see we're adding that nice slow zoom in on the text, and we've got that flicker effect happening at the same time. So rather than dealing with all of these individual layers, we're grouping them into one sequence and treating it as one file. It makes it much easier to animate. But there you go. It is a really quick and really simple technique, but this is going to give you really great results in the right type of video. And there you go. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your support, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. See you there.